right, thanks, James. So if we're calling mothers birthing people, what do we call fathers? Let's bring in our panel for reaction. Amy, I saw this over the weekend, and I actually retweeted it because I'm a mom, and I think when you're a mom, that is something you should be proud of. And for the fact that they want to change the word to birthing people, what do you think?
Well, they're not going to in my household, I can tell you that much, because it is an honor to be a parent. It's an honor to be called a mother and a father. If my children call me Amy, you better believe I'm going to give them the death stare. I am their mother and very proud of it. And it's hard work. So don't diminish what I've accomplished. Don't minimize my role in bringing up these young children into responsible adults. The fact that my husband has been waiting, I mean, he waited, he was probably more excited than I was to become a dad of 4 wonderful children. It's fantastic. And it's something that we should never, ever take away. Birthing persons, guess what? Those people have uteruses and fallopian tubes. So yeah, they're female.
Yeah, you have a great point.
They're female.
Stacy, how did we even get here?
Because a long time ago, when I was a kid, there was a movie called Kindergarten Cop. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, who you may remember back then, was not a politician. He was just a bodybuilder and an actor in Hollywood. And this is such a great thing to remember because it was so much fun. And in the movie, he has to pretend to be a kindergarten teacher. And so he's down in the classroom and he's talking to the kids, and the kids want to ask questions. And so he says, any questions? And the little boy stands up and he has the best haircut and the cutest little face. And he says, not really in a question form, he just makes a statement that boys have penises and girls have a vagina. And then he sits back down. He's just there to elucidate on gender, way back before we ever knew it was an issue. And so I just think that's a clip that we might want to save on our phones. And whenever we hear birthing people, we just play that clip, because that little boy, I know it was scripted, but he was telling a truth that is so valid today. We can't underestimate the power or overestimate the power of just speaking the truth. I am my kid's mom. They call me mom, mommy. Sometimes they make fun because they're young adults now. And so they'll call me variations of that. Occasionally they'll call me by my first name. And then when I look at them, they're like, I'm just kidding, you know. So
you give the stare that Amy gives.
I'm their mother, and it means so much more than giving birth to them. That's just the first part of it. It's just, that's really just a piece of motherhood. Giving birth is one thing, but there's so much more to it. There's the crying, the staying up at night, and the co-parenting with your husband, and the protection that you provide to your kids, the ability to understand what they need before they can talk, and even understand what they need when they're too overwrought to be able to tell you what's going on. You just take a look at them and you know what's going on with them. It's in their face.
I feel like maybe Ash and I should stay out of this conversation.
I want to ask Ash, are they going to change?
Real quick because
Go ahead.
Well, because my wife and I are actually foster parents, so we adopted our son out of foster care. But what they're actually doing is, in a sense, removing the term mother from my wife, because she did not birth our child, but she is still his mother and I'm still his father. So I think it's interesting that the liberal kind of woke side of this isn't actually factoring in the people that are, taking care of other people from society. And we go through all these things where we have to use the term biological parent and this and that. But at the end of the day, my wife is still our son's mother and not his birthing person. Yes. And so I just think it's interesting how we exclude people by trying to include everybody or get rid of, I don't know, it all seems so woke. It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, Bob, you're a dad. Do you think they're going to take away your name?
No. The best thing I've ever been called is daddy. I mean, there's nothing that compares to it. And I would think the same with moms. And what you're talking about, Ash, yes, there's a biological mother, and then there's the mother that raises you and fulfills that mom role. And that means everything in the world to your kids, I have no doubt. And the same way with dads. No, there's no other word. It's mother, it's father. That's what I agree.
I think we all agree on that. All right, thanks everyone. Stand by. Coming up, Victoria's Secret's Fallen Angels, a luxury lingerie company, is the next stop on the woke train. We're going to be discussing that when American Agenda continues.